Good morning, Honorable.
Good morning, my brother.
And hello from Giants. We welcome you all to One-on-One Show, and we have Honorable Kenneth Kuranchie here, who is a politician, the CEO of Daily Searchlight, and a journalist. He's a very renowned gentleman in Africa and in Ghana, who's contributed towards renewing and giving a new identity to Ghana, towards the new construction we must take as a people. And we have him here today, and we are very honored to have him here today. Honorable Kuranchie, you're welcome once again.
Thank you, my brother.
Yes, please. He's also contesting as an independent candidate for the Okwakwe North constituency. And they will be asking questions about his intentions, why he's doing so, and the road ahead in the freedom journey. So, first of all, begin with our questions. Honorable Kenneth Kuranchie, we are humbled to have you. It's really a privilege to have you and to be given the opportunity to have an interview with you, Honorable Kenneth Kuranchie. First of all, I want to ask you a question about how you see national development, Honorable Kuranchie. How do you see national development, please?
Well, thank you very much for this opportunity.
Yes.
I think that with national development, where we should start is with the people. First and foremost. See, the people can do anything and everything for themselves. So where you should first concentrate in terms of national development is human resource development. You should look out first and foremost to their rights. They should be free to be able to pursue most things that they want to pursue, apart from criminal activities. The second thing is to seek to improve their knowledge base, because people who are knowledgeable make wise decisions for themselves. And then you should also be working on improving their character as a people. You should be working to improve their level of patriotism. If they love the nation, they will not stay. We keep on complaining about corruption, but if the people have a high ethical sense, high ethical values, corruption will just disappear. Get the point. So, first and foremost, with national development, I do not think that where you should start are the roads and bridges or the railways. We should first and foremost start with human resource, education, rights, good judicial system, and all those things. I think that is where we should first and foremost.
Okay, thank you, Honorable. You've spoken about the knowledge base, the foundation, human resource development, and all of that. Being the CEO of Daily Searchlight, how has it been towards contributing your company in the foundational exercise of our country?
Well, if you are somebody who follows the Daily Searchlight,
very much.
You realize that our content, for the most part, our editorial space, our columns, that sort of thing, seek to try to concentrate on, excuse me to say, social issues, social development. And I think that is another very important thing that we ought to do. Will you dedicate your headline to issues of lack of classrooms or markets, or to what the next politician said this morning? I think that is where we are focused, particularly with our editorial space, with our colleagues. We tend to ask about, and that is what landed me in the Supreme Court, asking about what was being done was really amounted to justice. So these things for us are important. That is where we focus on anything.
Okay, yeah. Honorable, with what you are saying, it's simply concerned with how the governance of our country is run, how things are being, whether they are steady in the right direction. But I want to ask you a question, whether in terms of our nation, over the past years, our leadership, our 10 years of government, how have you seen these leaders? Have they been nationalistic leaders, or they've been partisan leaders, they've been dictatorial? And how has it shaped the democracy of the nation? How has it shaped the enthusiasm of the people towards collaborating in the whole process?
You see, information is crucial. Maybe if I had access to the level of information that they have, we are talking about presidents.
Yes.
If I had access to the level of information that they have, my beliefs and what I think should have been done would have been different. Because I, for instance, think we can have a better police service, a more humane police service, a police service that responds to the needs of the people, that is more investigative in its approach, as against some of the stories we hear today. a policeman taking off the ear of a lady. These things, people don't really go to think that maybe it is coming from the top, the governance, the style of governance. Because if a policeman knew that you ought to respect the suspect and handle the suspect in a certain manner, otherwise you shall face reprisals, the policeman will not conduct he or herself in the manner that he do. Galamsey. I believe that if we had a proper governance and the proper values from the top, we will not have the Galamsey problem that we have today. That is going to lead directly in 2 or 3 years to water shortages in this country. We will not have those things. So if you go back and you study the dichotomy of leadership that we have had in this country, the focus has been more on the economy as against human resource development. Fine, the economy helps with human resource development, but I think if you are able to work on the people, you won't suffer so much with the economy. They work, they are free to work, and they have the responsibility, they have the ethical value to pay their taxes, and then you can manage the economy. Once you are paying their taxes, you can have enough money to build more schools, build more roads, build more hospitals, and other facilities that will then go to further improve the life and living conditions of the people. I think that, unfortunately, over the years, and it is only deepening, we have tended to inculcate the belief that everything comes from the top. So you see the president or senior government official go to a place, and then they are pleading for roads, they are pleading for water, they are pleading for boreholes, they are pleading for hospitals, they are pleading for police stations. But the people can do these things for themselves. All that you have to do is to convince them that it starts with you. It starts with you. The self-help, Rollins did a lot of those things when he was. Self-help is very important. If you start, then somebody can come and join and assist.
Wow. Honorable Kuranchie, you've spoken about self-help and how you prefer that indeed the people are involved in the process. We've seen certain gaps, particularly in this tenure. We've seen a process whereby the people are not given the power to be able to lead themselves. Before we progress on that, I want to ask you, even looking at this election that we're going to have also, even looking at the NPP, looking at the NDC, looking at the new force by Nana Bediako, and also looking at the alliance by Dr. Chomaitin and Dr. Sankara. Do you think that there's going to be a change from one party to the other? Do you think it's going to be a new transition, or it's going to be the same way at which things have been? Do you think, based on how the audience is receiving the governance of this country, do you think they're going to transition to a different end, or they'll still become and just correlate with how things are?
The two leading political parties have to up their game. You see, there are the political parties, and then there are the babies they give birth to the government. NDC party gives birth to NDC government. It's my mother giving birth to me. NPP party gives birth to NPP government. It's my mother giving birth to me. Then we are two distinct individuals. They have developed this trend of the party and the government working together. They should work together, but the party stands for something. The party's principles are internal. The party's principles are internal. So NDC's principle, social democracy, is eternal and subsists and survives. But when NDC gets into government, because of realities, it may not uphold the social democratic principles. So it is for the party, once it has given birth to this child, to constantly advise it that we were elected on this agenda. So it is your duty, work as hard as possible to live up to that agenda. What has developed in this country is that when the party gives birth to the child, the child then comes into control of a lot of resources. Then the government makes the chairman, the head of chairman of the board of directors of GMPC. It's a lucrative position that controls millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars. So then the objectivity of the party chairman and the party becomes blunted. So it is unable to call a child to order. It's like me transgressing and my mother no capacity to see anything about it. Because I feed her. Without me, she goes hungry. So if even if I'm marrying 20 women, she won't complain. She won't complain. So that problem has developed in our country. And it has corrupted the two political parties. It corrupted them. So the political parties need to do a level of introspection. The MPP is a bit right, and the NDC is a bit left, but they are both closer to the middle. It's for the party leadership. They used to have political schools. MPP, I don't think the NDC has a school. I think NDC has a school where they inculcate the ideals and principles and things of the NDC into their youth. I think all the political parties should have that type of thing. But what really is happening after since 1982, 32 years or so of practicing democracy, is that there is an increasing level of distrust in the two political parties. There's some people and people see their activities as plural. If this society is done, everybody can do it. So they are emerging, and I think that 2024, the election at the end of the day may show a significant amount of votes shifting towards the independents in the new political parties and then another happening. Because you see, I, for instance, sincerely believe that anybody has no message. I sincerely believe that. But people are so desperate. People are so desperate to see an end to fleets of land cruisers. I was driving from Kumasi to Accra, and they virtually pushed me off the road. And you see, look at the population on the Kumasi to Accra highway. It's a huge population of traveling public. And you see these fleets of land cruisers. If you attend the program, and this OMPP program, you think that the manufacturer of the Toyota manufacturer is in Ghana. They come there with hundreds, both of them. And people are sick of this level of opulence. This is a nation that has to borrow to eat. We have borrowed so much that go to Ministry of Finance. They have a whole department too, with professors manning that department to track the amount of debt that Ghana owes. They don't, and these professors cannot tell you up to date today, this morning, how much Ghana owes. So much, we have so much debt that you don't really know how much we owe. Now, if you don't do the danger, if you don't know how much you owe, who do you pay the interest to? They won't pay the interest. They don't know how much they owe. Ghana today, not even the Minister of Finance can tell you exactly how much Ghana owes. For example,
Honorable, please, you are really speaking and letting us know that there's been a gap. When we're talking about a gap, you've spoken about how people want to shift to a new era. In as much as some of these new people who want to come in have are not really given in what the people want to really eat, they still want to express a new source of sufficiency. With you per se, who was with the MPP and who has served the MPP for long, and who people in North Okwakwe constituency know very much, to have served the constituency very, very well, and you've been a nationalist, a key figure, not only in this constituency but in our country as a whole. how we know who you are, who is transparent, and who has also been with your party very well. And look at things from the past. You've been a neutral figure. In as much as you've been with your party, your ideals have been towards nationalism, and it's very firm now. But there's been a change whereby you are now vying as an independent candidate in this coming election, for the parliamentary election. I want to know why you've taken the decision to do so, and also what you are telling the youths ahead who have been looking up to you and who have also been with the MPP party, and now you have left to be an independent candidate. Your message and what step they should take next ahead of the elections, please.
I want to say, basically, bottom line, I want to say, I think that the type of leadership we are seeing in this country is not service leadership. We should have a representative that's able to work for the people, listen to their aspirations, work on how best those aspirations can be met. You get the point I mean?
Yes, sir.
So you say it's about leadership of service, accessibility. You should first and foremost be somebody who is accessible. And you would have noticed something strange, even though you may also not have noticed. When you were coming through my gate,
Yes, sir.
did you notice? Did you notice that you just pushed and came in?
Yes, sir. And the reception is always very phenomenal whenever I come in.
Because people just come.
Yes, sir.
Because
People come and visit you and share their ideas.
they are able to come.
Yes, sir.
Because you should be able to create that opportunity for people that they can always come to you. So here you don't, the security people will even come at night when all else is done. They come and guide the place. Because you must be able to come. If you come, the only people you are going to meet are members of my family. If I'm available to talk to you. I used to have a day, I think it was on Thursdays, until I started the practice of law. Some of these days are called days. When I started the practice of law, I got it to an end. But Thursdays I used to be here and people used to come with their problems. And I used to see how best I can help assist solve some of these problems that we have. So leadership of service. Number two, leadership of vision. Because people see Okapi more. I see a much more modern society. Nice streets, painted residences, clean streets, well-dressed people. And these things is not me going to sit here to say that I'm going to tie all the rules of the country. It's about talking to the people, see how best we can work as a people to bring these objectives about. You see, so the first thing is that you must have a vision of where we are, where we can go. Libraries, and that is where, for me, I keep on insisting that where we start is knowledge. And knowledge starts with libraries. People may say these days of iPads and computers and that sort of thing. But see, the knowledge is not just the computer. The knowledge contained within the computer should be accessible. So, first and foremost, how best can you work to improve the knowledge base? How best can you work to improve people's ideas about their rights? What they can do for themselves, what they can do different, how they can have a better society. You start with where you live, your home, and then you spread it out. I believe I have a lot to offer. And then there's also the quality of representation that we are experiencing in Parliament. Unfortunately, in this country, a culture is developing that unless we were to stop, will only deepen, where people just purchase their way into Parliament. Because it's not for free. Anybody who tells you that he's going to spend $5 million or $2 million to go to Parliament and he's going there to be free, It's not going to be free. The person is going there to make sure they recoup their money. This is a nation that's already in so much debt. And then we have these wolves wanting to feed more. And something should be done about it. I'm here to win. But even if I do not win, I want to make that point. That it's not only about money. We should be looking for leaders who have something cognitive, add the quality of leadership we have at the highest level. Cognitive, who bring a level of thinking, a certain level of morality, an idea of justice to governments before they get into government.
Okay, so Honorable has spoken about how indeed he's spoken essentially on accessibility and on how indeed he wants a clear frontage between the people and the leadership, whereby they can be able to convene, speak with each other, negotiate, and build a very viable society with clean streets, with good roads, with a library, whereby people can be able to access knowledge and be well grounded. He spoke about leadership in service. He's spoken about all these things, and wherever you are, honestly speaking, knowing Honorable Kuranchie has been very, very enlightening, and I just believe that he is the man that we should all look up to. And wherever you are as a youth, you must stand forth and take him as your model for the road ahead. He's run as an independent candidate, and I believe that we should give him the nod in his constituency, the Okaikwe North constituency. One would ask him to give his last words to every youth who is watching him out there, and his message to the youth of today who are facing various issues, various crises, unemployment issues, not even having accessibility to even seeing people they want to see, to mentor them, and all of these. His message to them before we end.
Well, with regard to unemployment, I am an industrialist. If you were to lift your head to the product base, this product is developed by my factory. So this is shipped.
Oh, okay, Honorable.
This is shipped. So this one, you have it 20 minutes, your shaker is ready. 20 minutes, your shaker is ready. I developed a lot of products. This is so below.
Wow.
It's so below. Do you know a product called Abulon Susan?
I think I've heard of it.
Abulon
I've heard of it, just, but not
Susan. Consusa's English name is techiberry. This is tea made from techiberry. So this thing should be very rich for people who need blood, and for those with sore throat and that sort of thing. So they look good for them. This is a product called Dimati. This currently, all these products are currently with the FDA and Standard Board. We are working on accreditation to get them into the marketplace. If you get this project on the road, you have the capacity to employ at least 10,000 people. And there are more products on the line. You know precursor?
Yeah, I know.
We use precursor to make tea. A drinkable thing where you can put your milk and sugar in it. We have ginger, a lot of fantastic products. So if I'm able to even get this project on the road and go in, at least, and quite a few of them are already working already on some of these things that we do. So you should have leaders. All these things are made from Ghanaian produce. You know we have cocoa. You know Ghana has cocoa. Now precursor can be another cocoa. Easily. Because it has many therapeutic effects. It's a healing plant. Precursor. Techiberry, blood. So some of these products should be developed by people with a vision and capacity to develop some of these things and then use them to create employment for the people.
Look, we Honorable has just been a reflection of who he is and what he stands for. as an entrepreneurial figure who is ready to open doors for the youth. And once he's given a nod, at least, as he said, 10,000 people can be able to fit into the industry.
We can easily employ that many people and more. The fact of the matter is that Ghana is so rich. Unfortunately, that's why I keep on insisting that knowledge is where we start. But once we are able to enlighten the people and give them knowledge, they will fend for themselves. Garbage. Bola. Accra, the last time I checked, Accra produced about 11,000 tons of garbage a day. So our problem with Accra is going to dispose of this garbage. But 70% of that garbage is biological. If I say biological, they are vegetable based. It's like you eat wachi and the leaves and all those things. They are also food, but not for human beings. They are food for animals. So, with Accra, for instance, I think the last time I checked, I've forgotten the amount of kilograms, but I think each cow consumes about 4.5 kilograms of feed a day. So we can work on the garbage, separate the plastic material from the vegetable, and process the garbage as feed, animal feed. This is a nation that is importing corn for chickens, and it's easy to make pellets that are also suitable for chickens out of this feed. Where does it start? It starts to work on that project. You must first of all begin to separate the garbage from the place where the garbage is made, which is the home. So you go to Maven Pit, they will be ordered. It's a law that don't add the plastic and the paper and the metal to the animal waste, to the food waste, so that the factories can then count those things and convert them to feed. And then go to some countries, some of this waste too is able to be converted into electricity. When you talk of electricity in Ghana, we are talking gas plants, hydro. And then at the same time, we are generating 11,000 tons of waste a day, which can be converted into energy. I think Mr. Kofi Juma started something in Kumasi, because some of these things, when you bury them, they release methane gas, and that's able to be converted into energy. So there are a lot of things that we should be doing as a society to build a better society that benefits all of us. Unfortunately, our concentration is not in going by the 2, 3, 4 steps that will lead to greater wealth, but in going directly for the money. Cocoa is tried and proven. Is that not so?
Yes, please.
So we concentrate on cocoa. Getting money out of cocoa is easy. The oil and gas is tried and proven. So these days, every child wants to go and do oil and gas. See, we are not doing research and development. In a whole lot of areas, they are saying cocoa. Today, China is growing cocoa. It will reach a time when the cocoa will no longer be marketable. So you should also be diversifying. Not only cocoa, but the Aradan tree. The Aradan tree is a precursor tree. It's also the marketable commodity. Only we've not taken our minds there. There's a plant called lemongrass. It has great qualities. Develop lemongrass. It is able to make this is made from lemongrass. It is able to make the same quality of tea as the tea they used to make somebody's product back. Lipton. And smells more fantastic. So all these opportunities are there. I think that if I'm also given a chance out there, they can contribute part and extensive future of knowledge towards assisting creating jobs for our people here, creating access for them, being able to access their leadership.
Wow. Honorable Kuranchie, and we're very humbled for giving us this time to have this phenomenal interview with you, which will be that it's going to really intrigue the minds of various youth to think ahead and to be very proactive. We've seen a couple of people who have come in the platform just like that, and they didn't have any tremendous past to be able to prove who they are. But you have a very intensified past, which shows who you are, and what you do is a reflection of indeed what you stand for. And we are humbled to know you and to be by your side, and we encourage every youth out